any sort of common mistakes that you see homeowners make that lead to a lot of avoidable issues? Like as you were saying, cleaning cycles. I think a lot of people don't even know that you should actually you put it through a cleaning cycle, leaving the door open, things like that.
We had touched on it a little yesterday, but definitely using too much soap. Other than just really not doing as good a job cleaning because you've just got way too much soap and not enough water. It could affect the bearings of the unit, which will result in you essentially having to buy a new washer. Let's see, some other common issues. I would say overloading. If both top and front loads can handle a pretty decent load, but if every single cycle you're just filling it to the max, you're really pushing it to the extreme, and so you're really going to reduce the life of the unit by quite a bit. On the other end of the spectrum, it's kind of ironic, doing too small of loads can be a little difficult, especially for a top load, and a front load, because it has a hard time balancing. It uses the clothes when it spins. So say you've got maybe a thick, heavy sweatshirt and maybe 3 light t-shirts. As it separates the load around the drum, it's going to be nearly impossible for it to evenly distribute the weight. So it's going to be really hard for it to spin. So if you have a medium-sized load and now you've got 15 articles of clothing, it's going to be a lot easier for it to distribute the weight. It's going to be a lot more forgiving, and it's just going to spin a lot better. So that's
right, definitely something people don't typically think about, and as well as how many articles of clothing you're washing, but what are you washing? Is it a bunch of t-shirts or is it a whole load of jeans that are going to get soaking wet and really heavy?
Right. And even sometimes if you only have a light load and you don't have any other dirty clothes, you might just have to throw some clean towels in there or something just to help give it more weight to spin. The older washers were a lot better at balancing just because they didn't have it wasn't a suspended tub and basket. It was literally sitting on a metal frame. And so those were a lot more forgiving. I mean, it would have to be really unbalanced for it to start doing that.
Yeah, a lot more tough, but a lot louder, I imagine.
Oh, yeah. When those were unbalanced, you'd be able to hear it from outside. There wasn't anything to stop it. There wasn't any kind of sensor. It would just destroy the walls of the washer.
The good old days. Yeah, makes sense.